misconception in high school, between high school and college, a lot of it is you got to be good on top. Necessarily, as Coach Billy pointed out, you don't have to turn the guy, but you got to be able to ride him, put him down, put your route. Because in college, at the highest level, it makes you breaks a lot of matches. Derek St. John, national champ from Iowa, he rode Jason Walsh for the whole second period. In my opinion, that's what won the match. He kept him down for 2 minutes, and that's hard to do at that level. And I think a lot of times in high school, they don't focus enough on keeping the guy down. When I keep a guy down, everybody's different. What I like to do is I love a tight waist. But a lot of times I'm keeping this guy forward, and keeping him on his hands. That way, this guy doesn't have time to come off or change positions on me. If my toes are dug in the mat, okay, and I have a deep tight waist, and I'm driving this guy forward, and breaking him down, I think it takes care of a lot of problems in the top position. One of the things that high school guys do is, when they get on top, and everybody has the waist they set up, but if they put a tight waist in, okay, then they come to the other side, their arm slips, and their tight waist gets weak. If I do all this work, if I get my shoulder here, and I strap this tight waist on, this is tight. Now if I come to the other side, my arm slides. If it just slides like this, then, that defeats the purpose of my tight waist. When I strap my tight waist, I dip my shoulder. When I really throw it under and I lock, okay, I get it as deep as I can. And as I pull, as I hook, I come back to the other side, I pull it to me. That way I load him up, I kind of got him on, kind of winces up this side. And ideally, what a lot of times, you see guys these days, everybody wants to be, they want to do all this, they pull them on top of each other. They do all this, stuff like that, or they're trying to get them here. And ideally, they're not smart enough, they don't understand positioning enough to do that. Okay? And they get chucked, they pull them on top, they get reversed, and they give up escapes. So what I'm doing is I'm focused on keeping this guy forward, his hands down, okay? And I put this tight waist on, shoulder dip here, I really get it tight. As I jump sides, I pull it to me. Now, as I pull it to me, I'm not a big fan of just chopping here, okay? I feel like there's too much space in my chop. What I like to do is I just drape my arm over top of his elbow here, and I basically take my knee, stick it up his butt, and I drive it over his shoulder. I crash him over his elbow, okay? I don't like to go here and stuff like this. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to crash this guy over his elbow, really put him down. As he's going down, I'm usually looking for a wrist. If I can get a wrist on top, the higher level you get a wrist, not only can you turn somebody, but you can keep them down for 2 minutes in a high school match. Okay? So my shoulder dips a little bit, and I get this tight waist here. Now as I come back here, all right, his back is a clock. I'm going to take it to 11 o'clock, but I crash over his elbow. I don't hook. I kind of go here, and I just take my feet. Now I've got this wrist. Okay? I don't go here, and then kind of do this. I'm not really into this, because now Coach Billy's hips are up on the leg. Now I only need a little space. So my pressure's forward the whole time. And it doesn't matter, because, sometimes you're going to get a guy who's going to fight it right away. And, the better guys are going to fight it. But they can fight it. If your pressure stays forward at an angle, and I'm driving my feet, my knee stays in his butt. Here, Coach Billy fights a little bit. Okay? Boom. And I got my wrist. Okay? Now once I get this wrist, I'm golden. So that's pretty simple. That's one of the first breakdowns I focus on is really that tight waist. Take him to 11 o'clock, crash him over his shoulder. My knee stays in the butt the whole time. That's important, okay? A lot of times guys will rush it, the knee, they get carried away, they don't bring the knee from here. Okay, now I'm getting lifted. My knee stays up his butt. Shots of gravy, anything like that, my knee's up his butt, he can't go anywhere. So, one more time. Here. Shoulder, tight waist. I pull it to me, right here. All right? Hand crashes over, knee up his butt. Gets that wrist, right here.